chariot awaits. This is gonna take forever, but we'll get there. We'll get to Bad Oldesloe. If you look at the Hamburg S-Bahn network, you'll notice that there are lines S1, 2, 3, and 5. Oh, and also the S7, but we don't count that because as the old saying goes, God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created here on Earth. Very glaring is the omission of an S4 line, which granted did previously exist, and in the coming years will exist again. Both times on the same line, though the new version will add some additional info stops. But you can already ride on this line because the original Hamburg S4 has been preserved by the RB81, a very odd DB regio train that acts as the only form of rail-based transit for some parts of Hamburg. So join me, my husband Xander, and my friend Hami as we all go for a ride, or attempt to go for one anyways. Hey, fun fact, that intro there comes from Render Forest, a website filled to the brim with assets that you can use to help kickstart your content creation journey. There are tons of customizable intros and logos that you can either buy individually or via subscription. There's even a baked-in video maker feature. It's definitely worth checking out and maybe a great way to add some flair to your next audio, visual, social media, or even corporate projects. Use the link here or in the description below and get started with your own high quality video assets today. And also, that link works affiliate style, so if you use it and buy something, that money goes somewhat back to the channel so I can ride more cool funky trains. Speaking of which, here's a cool funky train. Hi, Hallution. We're at Hamburg Hauptbahnhof. We're about to ride Hamburg's secret S-Bahn line, the one that's about to become the S4, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the RB81, so let's fucking do it, I guess. Woo! Here's a fun fact about traveling within Metro Hamburg. If you're riding regional trains strictly within Hamburg's HVV service area, which does extend to some neighboring cities such as Stade or Bad Oldesloe, you can upgrade your ticket to first class for only around €3 for a single trip and just under $6 for a day pass. I find it really useful for days when stuff is super packed, particularly during the touristy summer months. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. This is just something I like to do as like a little life hack. Don't laugh at me. I have dignity.
Digna what?
So there's a few different trains that go along this route. You know, the one I'm dubbing the secret S-Bahn. We're trying to get from Hamburg's main station to the nearby town of Bad Oldesloe, the terminus of the prior and future S4 along with the RB81. Just to get out of the way, the old version of the S4 was pretty much exactly the same as the RB81. Till around the turn of the millennium, not all regional trains in Germany had interoperable tickets that also worked with public transit tickets. So basically, if you wanted to ride a regional train just within Hamburg, a standard U-Bahn and S-Bahn ticket wouldn't work, hence why it was labeled an S-Bahn. This wasn't the only service to have this done. There was also the S5 service, not to be confused with modern S5, which just went from the Bahnhof Altona station to the nearby town of Elmshorn. Of course, being at Hamburg Hauptbahnhof right now, while there's an IC3, before we board the RB81, we gotta go boop the IC3 front. Come on, we gotta. It's my favorite train in Europe. Hami? The train's down the platform, isn't it? Yeah. To be fair, I won't mind if we do, actually. It might be a regional Bahn, not even regional express, but a Regio Bahn train, but they run at S-Bahn frequency, I think. Yeah, here's a schedule right here. Hi, DSB IC3. I love you, DSB IC3. Boop. When things changed over, the S4 became the RB81. Though again, as we'll get to, it's going to become the S4 again in the coming years. Oh, that's not good. I hope our train to Bad Oldesloe doesn't get cancelled. That's kind of a common problem on this route. However, on this beautiful March day when we were filming, due to shenanigans on the DB's end, which apparently came down to not only a tree falling on a train power line, but also some random people mulling about in the track, yeah, traveling along this line was easier said than done. Our train has been This is the second time I've tried to film this video. Did we get Deutsche Bahn?
Yes, we got Deutsche Bahn.
Okay, well, I have good news and bad news. The RE8 here does also go to Bad Oldesloe, but won't stop at the Hamburg stops. But our first class upgrade still works, so fuck it, we're going towards Lübeck. Oh, well, behold, arguably one of the best first classes on a regional train. Look at this. Oh.
Do you want, like, information about...
Wait, can I grab something real quick? Better. Alright, let's see what €5 gets us on this trip, which is nice from the DB Regios we get.
So, over half an hour.
Okay. Well,
Nach Lübeck Hauptbahnhof.
To Lübeck Hauptbahnhof.
we have a blind trash can. Okay. Outlets, armrests, headrests,
Lights.
lights, and if you're feeling kind of a funky mood, we have this, which was just left on our table. We're going to be at least half an hour late leaving it, but hey. What did that book ever do to you?
I tried to move it over.
Alternativ gibt es die Möglichkeit, mit der S-Bahn nach Ahrensburg zu fahren und ab Ahrensburg besteht wieder Zugverkehr.
But we want to take this S-Bahn.
I wanna take this train. Wait, does the S-Bahn go to Ahrensburg? Where's this S-Bahn going to? I don't know. The displays aren't working. Hello. I've discovered something neat.
Oh, again.
Oh, our knees are touching. Woohoo!
Hello, and I'm not even doing this.
Alternativ besteht die Möglichkeit, mit der U-Bahn nach Ahrensburg zu fahren und ab Ahrensburg besteht wieder Zugverkehr.
Update. We've been on board for 45 minutes now. Let's look at our progress. Wow. Ma'am, would you like to make a statement to the camera?
Wow.
Okay, so it's now 32. We're supposed to be in Bad Oldesloe at 13:31. We're gonna... at this point, I don't even care about the intermediates. I just want to get to Bad Oldesloe. So let's see if we can find an alternate route. Along with the RB81, there's a few other trains that operate on this route. Along with intercity services, and yes, there are intercity trains that go on this route, there's also the RE8, it's even more express variant, the RE8X, and also the RE80. These all use bits of an easterly line that stretches from Hamburg to cities such as, well, Lübeck. Lübeck actually has a small airport as well, so the connections are well appreciated. Just ignore the fact that said airport is owned by a major supporter of the AfD, Germany's far-right, at times extremist classified political party. This line can be seen as half a large ring line from Hamburg to Neumünster and back, with the western side of the arc handled by the RE7, which actually splits its consist in Neumünster of half going towards Flensburg and half towards Kiel, along with its repeater service, the RE70. To complete the circle in the east, you actually have to change trains in Bad Oldesloe to the RB82, which will then take it to Neumünster, so it's a little bit jank right now. The circle will finally be completed next year properly though, with the launch of the RE78, which will go on this eastern route from Hamburg to Neumünster before continuing on to the city of Kiel. But when all is said and done, we wouldn't be on any regional train for the first bit of this day. Update. We're taking the U-Bahn. Originally I wanted to do this while a train went past in the background, but actually those are new displays and that's just kind of cool to me. That wasn't there when I did my U1 video last year. Instead, we have to travel from Hamburg to the neighboring state of Schleswig-Holstein using Hamburg's U-Bahn's U1 line, the longest subway line in continental Europe. Germany PSA, you get a plastic bottle, they have this little sticker on it that gets you 25 cents back, so hold on to these. We ride the entire eastern half of the U1, branching off at Volksdorf on the branch towards Großhansdorf. However, instead of riding all the way, we get off station Ahrensburg West, one of the 3 train stations in the town of Ahrensburg, the others being Ahrensburg East and just, Ahrensburg. That's the main station. Maybe it's time we call it Ahrensburg Hauptbahnhof? I like how for this video, the Hamburg secret S-Bahn, we're actually having to take the U-Bahn for most of it due to cancellations. Ooh, I actually got a shot of the yard this time. Okay, I'm going to make a very weird comment about Volksdorf and I want your thoughts on it. The architecture of like the brickwork in the station always feels weirdly English to me.
No.
I think I shared this fun fact back when I did my U1 video, and we're not quite to this point yet, but not only are we now going to the only part of the Hamburg U-Bahn network that operates outside of the state of Hamburg. We're in Schleswig-Holstein now. I believe this was it the Waldorfer Bahn? But actually for parts of the route, and I'll try to get a shot of when it switches, but this is also the only section of the U-Bahn that runs single tracked at points. Okay, that's our stop, but boom, we're single tracked. Notice there's no track on that side, none on this side, because there is no track. We are traveling exactly one stop on the single track section, and we're catching a bus. Welcome to Ahrensburg West. The station's set up so trains can pass on either side. Not every station is set up. You can tell we're in Schleswig-Holstein, both because of the red signs and also the very AKN-esque shelters that have the glass roofs on them. Wait, actually, here's one other cool thing about Schleswig-Holstein. Can you hold for a sec? Check out the benches here. Oh my god, is it elevator time? Can I review this one? Oh my god. So this is an outdoor elevator here at Ahrensburg West. What have they done to my boy, the T-pose man? This is a newer elevator. And it smells like
Fried chicken.
Oh, 2016, so it's a 10-year-old. It does smell like fried chicken, right?
It smells like
I think it smells soap.
Soapy?
Well, like the door over here smells like fried chicken,
soapy.
and then over there it kind of smells like cleaner.
So on the piss smellometer, we're going to throw out the usual ranking. Instead, rank this elevator finger licking good. Actually, not gonna lie, Ahrensburg always makes me feel a little uneasy. I'm not gonna go into it, but I've had some past not so safe experiences there. Without going into detail, Ahrensburg is not an area I feel particularly great traveling in as a trans woman, and it's certainly somewhere I avoid ever going alone. Okay, so our bus is gonna be in a few, so I'm gonna try something I've always wanted to do. I'm gonna snap my fingers, and if all goes well, when we join back, we'll be at Bahnhof Ahrensburg. We quickly take a bus and make it to the main station here in only about 10 minutes. Admire a scam ad for free train travel. Okay, let's go over the amenities here. We have free water. Never seen that in a train station before. From Hamburg Hauptbahnhof. We have 2 different ticket machines. This one seems to be broken, despite having a much more inviting font. We have a bakery, which is where the actual ticket desks are inside. We have the path Süd den Zugen, or Zeugen. And here we are on the platform. It's actually so nice and sunny today. I feel like I'm recording this at the beginning of March 2026, and it's just beautifully sunny and just feels great. Almost already too warm for this jacket, but you know. Yeah,
I hate it here.
I
hate it here.
And finally get on to the actual RB81 to Bad Oldesloe. At this point, not even within the city of Hamburg. Alright, we've done it. We've reached Bad Oldesloe. What's kind of interesting is there's 3 sets of platforms here, and they're all kind of off into different directions. So, like, there's this one here, which is kind of the main one. But then if we notice that one over there is kind of a junction. I mean, it is kind of a junction station, right? Like, it's where lines towards like Neumünster and Lübeck and such kind of converge on their way to and from Hamburg. And after all the chaos of getting up there, we stay on board and let the train reverse at Bad Oldesloe. I'm glad that they let us stay on instead of reversing into the yard. And yes, the first class upgrade did work all the way. Thank you for asking. Also, very oddly, it's not even a full first class section. It's half of an upstairs and 1 carriage.
That's probably why we missed it.
That is. But well, let's see what we have. We have a big table that actually has these folding things. I really like that. We have outlets. We have armrest. We have little cup holder divots.
I don't get to have a headrest cover.
Wait, here. Let me fix this. Here you go, sweetie. Just
You pick it up for me. You have to push it with your butt.
oh, with my butt?
Yeah, scoot forward.
Try this again. Okay, so sit normal, and then you have to do like a humping motion. Jesus. There are a few exclusive Hamburg stations on this route, and I didn't get to show much of them, but it's alright. Behold, the modern miracle of high-speed rail. We are going 12 kilometers an hour.
You would like long Furbies.
Since it's kind of crowded in Rahlstedt, and the train's already delayed, let me show you the most fun thing you can do in Hamburg Rahlstedt here. Yeah, I said it. The secret S-Bahn line will become a proper S-Bahn line if all goes well at the end of 2027. Well, just for the bit from central Hamburg to Rahlstedt anyways. The bit to Bad Oldesloe isn't slated to open until 2029, though there were plans to actually phase out the double-decker DB Regio trains to replace them with the Bauer 490, which are trains that do run on the Hamburg S-Bahn. So, truly a secret S-Bahn D, though while originally slated for that changeover last year, that fell through, so no Class 490s for you foamers, at least until 2027. Womp womp. We're now pulling through Hamburg Tondorf, which is basically, I believe, Studio Hamburg here, which is like a big TV, and do they do radio as well, I believe, here? But what I know this neighborhood for is that this neighborhood is responsible for me getting back into model trains after moving to Germany, because I bought a Märklin ICE set off eBay Kleinanzeigen for 20 euros. The new S4 followed mostly the exact route of the RB81, albeit with some infill stations, heading from Bad Oldesloe to Hamburg's main station before actually diving into Hamburg City Tunnel, interlining with Hamburg's S1, 3, and 7 lines, assuming the S7 sticks around. It's weird, it's kind of a stopgap line. I did a video on it when it opened. Oh, here we are in Hamburg.
Hamburg Hauptbahnhof.
Well, we're almost near Hasselbrook, which, as you heard from the announcer, is where we connect with the S1 and are on normal Hamburg S-Bahn network. But you want to see something cool? Do you want to see just this extent of some of the work they're doing on these upgrades and such? Look at that. Just look at the extent of that. That's quite incredible. Yeah, that's where they're building out a lot of it. And you can even see they've put in some stuff for some new switches and whatnot here. Oh, and like the S5 line that goes south of the Elbe River into Lower Saxony, once leaving the city-state of Hamburg, trains on the S4 will switch from third rail power to overhead pantograph power. Technically, this plan I've just gone over is called S4 East. There's also an S4 West plan, which would take trains all the way to the city of Itzehoe. Yes, that's what it's called. But it would use a similar S-Bahn conversion scheme as the eastern part of the route. But nothing much seems to have concretely been happening there, at least as far as I could tell, so I guess it will happen when it happens. And to think, all these delays today were just because of a tree falling onto a power line. What does this mean? That's right, more climate change. Thanks for watching. Do you endorse these comments?
The climate changed onto the power line.
Correct. More asbestos, more asbestos. Anyways, today, instead of a viewer question, I want to tease the next video coming out immediately after this. See, we got back to Hamburg Hauptbahnhof just in time to see this weird big yellow train on the platform next to us. So I gotta ask you, do you know what the hell that is? Well, I'm off the RB81, and I was debating how I was really and truly going to end this off. As it turns out, there's something in the station right now that, not just this neat IC1 over here, that I think I'd really like to show you all to end off this video, and it's a service train. So let's go give it a look. This is your end screen gift. Look at this with these converted carriages and all. That's so neat.